Hey everybody, it's Adam from Golf Unfiltered here. We are in my home office and I am I was looking for a new putting mat that I could have in my home office. I currently use one that I kind of practice with over the winter. The weather's getting nicer out now, so I can actually go out to a practice green and try if I want to, but I also need something when I'm just either practicing at home or if it's too cold to go outside, or even if I'm on like a work call, I like to practice my putting stroke. And so my friends over at Primeputt have sent over something. It's a big box, something to check out. Let's take a look. All right, well, we're going to get this opened up. Always practice safety first. I learned that from a few friends of mine. So I'm cutting away from my body. Shout out to my friends over at That Range Life, by the way, Chris McEwen and Bill Bush. They do a lot of unboxing videos like this as well over at that YouTube channel. Be sure to follow them. I'll probably tag them down below or something. You know, I'll be nice. Anyway, one of the things that I'm looking for in a putting mat is that real feel, because I do practice a lot here in my office when I'm just kind of hanging out when I'm on work calls, or if I'm just have a short amount of time to go out and practice and I can't make it out to the golf course. So the current putting mat that I have is the Perfect Practice, and that is something that you'll see a video here cut away. But I've used for a couple years now. I believe this was maybe version 1 or 2, so it's one of the earlier versions. I don't have a ton of space in my office to actually have this big thing. And I don't have anywhere else in my house really that I want to put a putting mat. So I needed another compact version of something that felt great in terms of, a realistic feel of turf, but also allowed me to practice realistic putts without just kind of making that groove in a practice putting mat. You know what I mean? If you hit a bunch of putts over and over again on these, I guess, less expensive versions, typically you have like this wear pattern in the middle of the practice mat, and then it just becomes pointless on what you actually want to practice. So let's take a look at what we got here with Primeputt and how this might differ from everything else that I've tried. So there's a few boxes in here. This one, I'm not sure what's in here. Okay, so it looks like we've got a little brochure, allows me to leave some feedback on the Primeputt. Awesome. And it also looks like we've got one of the cups here. So this is what you're working with in terms of the Primeputt putting mat. It is it's a cup. It's the same size as a regulation size cup on a putting green, and there's no drop per se in a hole on the mat, from my understanding. But hold that thought. We're going to take a closer look at that. Okay, we've also got let me get this out of here. So there is some weight to this. There's some weight to this, I will say, and I can already tell just by looking at it that this is some pretty heavy-duty stuff here. I mean, this feels like a nice premium turf, almost like an AstroTurf, and it looks like there's a nice heavy backing on this as well. One of the things that Primeputt was saying is that you could take this right out of the box, roll it out, and you don't have to wait for it to flatten. A lot of these other ones that you find on the market, you need to do that. Make sure we get all this off here. Oh, I should also mention in the box there is this backstop with the company name on there, of course. This is to help if you hit a putt too hard or too strong. It's not going to roll off the mat and go down your house or anything like that. This is a good backstop for that purpose. Okay, this is interesting. So one of the things that they did say they wanted to send me was not only the putting mat itself, where I'm actually going to make or hit putts. They also sent me this. This is a separate piece that is kind of a standing mat that allows you to be on the same level surface as the putting mat. A lot of times when you've got a raised surface putting mat like this one, and then you're standing on your regular floor, there's a difference there, so it doesn't feel natural when you're trying to address a putt. Yep, this is the version of the Perfect Practice putting mat that I was using before. You'll see that it's very compact. There's only the one hole, which the one that I got from Primeputt as well only has the one hole. But you'll see that the turf here, which I don't mind, it's not a bad practice putting mat, but this is just kind of like a graphic. It looks a little cheesy, actually. Maybe the newer versions have resolved that, or at least make it look a little bit better. This one, though, has always kind of been one of those things that I'm like, eh. All right, well, now you notice that I went ahead and just rolled this out. This is about 8 feet, I believe, in length from my wall, which is a perfect size for my room size here. I will say that putting the cup in at the back there took a little bit of time. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but now that it's in there, it definitely looks realistic. The standing mat is perfect. Let's hit a few putts. Yeah, it definitely feels like the same height as everything. Interesting. Okay, so it's a little bit of a slower speed than what I was using with the perfect practice, and you can definitely hear a little bit of a skid from the putt, or when you hit the putt. Okay, and well, that reacts pretty much like what you would expect in a regular putt. So I'll hit a few more here, and let's see what I think. Okay, well, like you saw, I hit a few putts on the Primeputt, and I would say that overall, I really like it. The turf definitely feels closer to the real thing, like real grass, than what I was using previously. And I also like the fact that it's not a super fast putting surface. You know, you do have to kind of hit it, but it allows you to really react to green speed that, let's face it, I'm probably going to play greens this speed more often than not. So that was great. A couple of the things that I found interesting, again, putting the cup, the plastic cup, into the green itself took a little bit of work, but not a big deal. And you can also definitely hear a unique sound from the ball kind of skidding along the surface here. Now, I would say that it's not actually skidding. There is a true roll here, so I want to be very clear on that. But you can definitely hear it, so it takes a little bit of getting used to at first. Other than that, I would say I'm pretty pleased with it. The standing mat, if you're looking to get something like this, definitely go with the additional and optional standing mat to be on the same level surface as the putting mat. But other than that, I would say this is a pretty good purchase here. So thanks to my friends over at Primeputt for sending it over. Go ahead and hit subscribe here. We'll talk about more equipment like this.